Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast presented by FanDuel. It's Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Hello, friends.
Hello, Tass. Next to him, it's my top shot hot boy, Trey Kirby.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Yeah, I forgot to turn on my light, guys.
In the catacombs.
Yeah.
All right. Hello to everybody joining us on YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe, podcast listeners, 5-star ratings and reviews. We had some fun yesterday, didn't we, boys? Fuck, did we have fun or not? Yesterday. Trey, talk to me.
I thought you meant
He's in the dark. Nobody's listening to me.
No, you said fun. I thought you were going to lead into the NBA games.
No, those sucked.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I mean, at times, but we did have fun on our show yesterday.
Yeah,
that
that's what
was
I'm talking
a lot
about.
of fun.
Squad.
Yes.
20 years of classics. We're drafting favorite moments and guests and pick 'em payoffs and recurring segments and a whole bunch of other stuff.
So much tension going into year 21 here.
Yeah.
Not a good start. I nodded. I said yes with my head.
The podcast listener can't hear you
I
nod.
know, but you are always ready with the next line, so I was just guiding you there.
Thank you.
Here comes the next line. Anyways, it was fun.
Yeah, we had a blast. Go check that out if you didn't catch it, didn't watch it, didn't listen to it. Also, limited edition 20 years anniversary shirt up on nodunks.com. This is available until the end of January, and then it's gone forever. So make sure you go grab one again at nodunks.com before they're gone.
Yeah, and the nice thing about this is that there isn't a third color. It's black and white, right?
Don't want to get too busy.
Well,
I guess so. I hadn't thought about it that way, but
Yeah,
it is
I
nice.
do.
yeah.
I'm looking out for people's costs. Black and white, cheaper, is it not?
Nope, not at all.
Oh,
No,
that's too bad.
absolutely
It
not.
should be cheaper.
No. Costs a lot of money to make a shirt nowadays.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Tariffs.
Yeah. Well,
Tariffs.
it's funny you say that. I've had people from Canada reaching out to me, sliding into the DM saying, holy crap, man, this costs a fortune to get to Canada. And I'm like, I know, man.
Ship it
sucks.
to Sarnia. Is that the place?
Ship it to Sarnia.
That's a
in
place in Canada. Yeah.
Oh, well, don't ship it there. Ship it to Buffalo.
Detroit or Buffalo.
Ship it to
sure.
Buffalo. Drive across the border, and you are saving $4 per shirt because it is black and white versus our last colorful one.
Okay. It's still too much. If you
All right, next shirt, no colors. Just plain shirt.
Just a
Just plain shirt, but we say it's from us. It's like, get the new No Dunks Invisible Classic shirt.
Honestly, it's just crazy enough it might work. All right, we're going to have a wild one here, you can tell today.
We had fun yesterday, huh?
Yeah, we did. Let's get back to basketball, though, like it's the All-Star game from a couple years ago. Let's talk hoops here. And then later in the show, we're going to have some fun doing Check the Polls, where we'll look at some of the award frontrunners, according to you, at the midseason point of the NBA season. But yeah, let's touch on a few of these games. The closest one last night, Jalen Johnson leading the Hawks to the 124-122 victory over the Grizzlies. Really close game. Jalen Big Johnson coming through, 32 points, 15 boards. He filled up the box score, hit a big jumper late to basically help secure the win, and then drop the too small, the little emoji though, not doing the old to the ground, this to John Morant, but he was scoring a lot of buckets like that. Not usually on John Morant, usually on G.G. Jackson.
Yeah.
Just rising up over him in the paint, but good game from him.
He was picking whoever was trying to guard him as a player that was smaller than him because he bullied them. Like John Morant, obviously, he can't guard Jalen Johnson, but 6'8" Jalen Johnson uses that bully, his shoulder, and then also is just so good at slowing down in the lane to stop, and then he's allowed to get the floaters up, to do the push shots. He's great at fast breaks. He's good at so many things. So he got them there until the end. He's also really good, I should mention, by far and away, the best at getting free throws. He's just good at that. So he's just good at being a star. That being said, the fact that the Grizzlies were in this game until the end is a good sign for them. Get off the plane, coming from Europe, John Morant looking very good.
Engaged.
Yep.
Yeah.
He had a couple awesome blocks.
Yeah. Chase downs. He had 2 chase downs of Dyson Daniels. One of the was because Dyson Daniels did an extra pass there for no reason. I think it's just because he doesn't feel comfortable finishing the bucket. So it's a 2-on-1. He's like, hey, here you go, CJ. I don't feel really comfortable because you could see in Dyson Daniels, every one of his shots, he's just short arming it. I mean, he's got nice moves to get where he's supposed to get, but then he just doesn't have the touch right now. But he had the touch, giving it to Jalen Johnson, 8 assists in this game, looking good. But just to give the Grizzlies a little life, it's just such a weird season for the Grizzlies, being that they don't have their 2 best point guards beside John Morant in Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen, and John Morant's only playing half the games, and they're still here fighting with a bunch of guys that are fighting for them. So it wasn't really a surprise that the Hawks won, but the fact that the Grizzlies got there to the end in this really, really weird roster, they're depending on Jock Landale, who was really good putting it on the floor. 1 dribble from the 3-point line with his left hand. 1 dribble, gather, body to get separation. So they've just got a bunch of guys. I thought this was a good, as you said, his closest game was the funnest game, and a good battle between these two teams as the Hawks are trying to find their own way as well. They've lost 4 in a row coming into this game. They're not steamrolling anybody by any means.
They needed this. They got a revenge game from Luke Kennard.
The nerd dog. He's letting it fly.
Yeah, 18 points in 25 minutes. He couldn't miss there for
His
a stretch.
Team.
4 for 5 from 3. Hit a lot of them in the first half. 10 threes off the bench, though, for the Hawks in this one, which is kind of, I think, really where the game was won. Their depth was a little bit better than the Grizzlies was last night. You guys nailed it. Really patient take there from Jalen Johnson at the end. You don't see him as a post-up guy all that often, but he just took his time, got to his spot, knocked it down nice and easy. And I thought Ja's game was pretty solid. 4 for 9 on jumpers. That's a thing that I tracked. Like, is he going to take a lot of jumpers? Because that's not his game. But in this one, he was getting to the rim. He was getting in the lane, finding teammates. Did turn it over 5 times, but still 11 assists is nice. And you like to see the athleticism on those blocks on Dyson Daniels. Now, he did sit out for like 3 weeks, so he should be pretty fresh. But at least he looks athletic, because who knows what's going to end up happening with Ja Morant. It still seems like the Grizzlies would trade him if a decent package comes around, and him playing well and him looking more like Ja makes it more feasible that they could find a decent return in the next couple of weeks here.
Because he was supposed to sit out both European games, right? That's the vibes we got, and then he ended up playing the second one. Or maybe I'm just reading into.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
We didn't know. I think the league really wanted him to play, and probably both of them, but at least got one. But
yeah, he's only playing in half the games.
Yeah,
so that doesn't change.
He nearly had a 6th turnover at the end too, where he bobbled the ball, because he did have a chance to win the game. I guess that would have won the game for them. He threw up sort of a desperation 3. Got pretty close.
They didn't have a timeout left.
I thought they did. No, they did.
Oh,
I think,
weird.
But.
So
Isolo decided to let it go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had 2.
Well, just watching it, I didn't check if they did, but just watching it, they got the rebound with 4 seconds left, and John Morant took it end to end, lost the ball, and became nothing.
Yeah,
essentially. I mean, we became a heave. At the end.
It almost went.
Yeah, it did.
Matt Weiner asked Jalen Johnson after the game. I don't know if you guys saw this. He said, "What went through your head when John Morant launched that 3?" And Jalen Johnson said, "We like our odds."
I got him.
Good answer.
Not hitting the 3 ball with consistency for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think he was also talking about how it was a bit of a broken play and all that as well, but that was very funny.
Yeah, 12 assists for that guy, for John Morant. That's great. Period. He's trying to do things for his team that needs guys, besides, as I said, Jock Landale, or Gigi Jackson fell one time and maintained his dribble on one knee and scored. That was pretty cool. So it was a fun game. How do you guys feel about the referees wearing headsets? Because they are now adapted this new rule where they communicate directly with Secaucus, where they're watching these games, so it can happen a little bit quicker.
And each other, right?
And each other.
Yeah. It's like walkie-talkies, like when we were kids.
It is.
So it's supposed to speed
I'm in
it
the
up,
laundry room. Where are you? Yeah.
But yeah, these wireless headsets, they're just it's always there. It's always there. I guess it's supposed to speed it up. I mean, it doesn't really change.
That would be the
anything for us.
hope.
Yeah. Anything to speed up the game is good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I do want to note one thing. When they went to a review, and the referee said, what's going to happen is Morant and Muhammad will have a jump ball. He called Muhammad gay by his first name. That was weird. But then when he came back after the review, because they had a little tussle, he said Morant and gay. He corrected himself.
Okay, good.
Mitchell Irvin.
Somebody in his ear in Secaucus. His last name's gay.
Yeah.
Say gay.
Morant and Muhammad.
Also, this is for the sickos of sickos out there, but Christian Koloko looked pretty good for the Hawks off the bench. Gave him quality minutes as a big. And I think you see how that helps a Kongwu and stuff like that when a real legit big is out there. And so I guess this was a revenge game from him too.
It was.
He had played for the Grizzlies. My God.
He just did.
That's the real Rivals Week, isn't it?
That was his first
Kennard
game.
and Coloco getting revenge against the Grizz. But anyway, this was his first minutes on the Hawks, and
Yeah.
I thought he made an impact. He had played for a little bit with the Raps and bounced around a little bit here, but good stuff. They need a big guy.
They literally need a big guy.
Yeah. So-
Porzingis just never plays.
No,
So,
he does not.
Yeah, it's,
He's on the Hawks?
for at least another couple of weeks here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
good for Christian Coloco because he had that blood clot condition that he had to battle over the last couple of years. So it's good to see him out there. Good to see him back playing basketball.
You think he's better than Mo Bamba?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
yeah, maybe he is. Very well, maybe.
So Hawks get
Lost for the
a
sickos.
much needed win there. Let's move to the Milwaukee Bucks losing to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Awesome gay from Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Game. Awesome
Mohammed
from
Shea.
Awesome game from SGA. We'll get to that later in Whoa Boy, but the story from this one is Giannis after the game citing poor chemistry, some selfish play from the Milwaukee Bucks after they lose again. Like they can't win, and they're getting waxed here too. These are not even close games. Bucks were missing Miles Turner due to a sprained left ankle. They're missing Kevin Porter Jr. now. He's got the strained oblique. He's going to be out for a while, it looks like. But Giannis, this is his quote after another blowout. Quote, "We're not playing hard. We aren't doing the right thing. We're not playing to win. We're not playing together. Our chemistry's not there. Guys are being selfish, trying to look for their own shots instead of looking for the right shot for the team. Guys trying to do it on their own." This idea is like we get down by 15 and everybody's trying to go for the home run 3 or whatever. Like suddenly it's going to be worth 10 points. It never is. So more Giannis talk here, and as this season from hell for Milwaukee continues to spiral.
They can't lose a game without it being a big deal. And unfortunately for them, they're losing a lot right now. And now they're losing with Giannis back in the lineup. They're only 15-14 this season when he plays. 6-6 since coming back from his injury. And in those 12 games, the Bucks are 24th in net rating. They're still competitive when Giannis is on the court. But then when that guy sits, it's like, we don't even have the good Nance brother. We got Pete Nance. We got 2 Garys out there. The talent is just not good on this Bucks team. So I think he's probably right about the effort and about trying to get back into the game. Everybody's trying to win it with one play. He was asked about only taking 11 shots. He's like, maybe I need to be more of a black swan and demand the ball. Maybe that's true. But also, this is kind of what happens when teams aren't that good. They just give up when the game is over, and the games are over pretty quickly for this Bucks team. They're probably going to finish under 500 this year. They're 7 under right now after 43 games. It's hard to imagine them running off a +7 streak here at any time. So I don't know. It's just a disappointing season for the Bucks, and obviously frustrating for Giannis because anytime they lose, he's going to be asked about what went wrong and if it changes his outlook on the way things are going to go for the next time in his life.
And he leaves the opportunity open for leaving this team. It could be just 2 weeks because he still has that. When he does get asked about it, he was asked, it was before the last game. Before the Hawks game or after the Hawks game. The one they actually won. They beat the Atlanta Hawks. He was asked, does this mean you're leaving by the trade deadline? He goes, he took a few beats. I don't know. He said, I don't know. He doesn't say I'm staying. He doesn't knock that option off the table. He doesn't say I'm leaving. So it's still an opportunity. What definitely has changed this year is that Giannis Antetokounmpo is more vocal. He is calling out his team. So that leads you to believe that we are getting closer to the end of Giannis Antetokounmpo in Milwaukee, because he also said, maybe I should be the black swan, but also I kind of like being a villain. Like he is more of an a-hole this year, calling out his teammates, more of a Kobe-esque, more of the Mamba mentality, and he's doing it all the time. And he does it after these games. Now you can't expect him to beat the OKC Thunder when they don't have Miles Turner. He's their second best player, and then you don't have Kevin Porter Jr., one of your good ball handlers, and you don't have a lot. Like Bobby Portis, dropping points off the bench, but you shouldn't want Bobby Portis to play 37 minutes or the other Nance. Like I'm kind of confused why they don't play Jericho Sims more, but they don't trust him, I guess. Either way, I listen to every interview, and it's we're leaning more and more towards Giannis Antetokounmpo maybe even leaving. The fact that he just doesn't say, no, I'm staying for 2 weeks, leads you to believe there's a chance.
Yeah,
that
but
he gets
all
off.
the reporting says the opposite, that the Bucks are even like contemplating moving him at the deadline, at least. Of course, you've said for a while, we've all said, okay, maybe it will be the summer, but they keep saying, no, we are actually doing the opposite. Because that's the thing to watch. Like, how aggressive are they at trying to pursue help for Giannis here? Or are they too far in the hole, and like all the names that could even get at the deadline, are they going to really move the needle at all? They have a first-round pick they could trade. They're $14 million under the luxury tax. You know, some contracts you could piece together, but they're not all that enticing, I think, for most teams. So, yeah, what do they do? Yeah. Or do they just like see this season out here and maybe they sneak into a play-in spot? It's like, okay.
Yeah, but Giannis doesn't care about what everybody wants. He wants what he wants. He doesn't DGAF. That's the one. He doesn't give a F about anything else going on around him. He cares about his legacy, as he should. He won them a championship. So if he demands you give away that draft pick to go get a player that may or not help me to get to 500, which I think they can get to 500 and be a play-in team. But that's what Giannis expects of himself too. Give me a playoff series. Even if we're seventh in the Eastern Conference, I can win a series.
Well, they haven't in a while. Now, unfortunately, he's been injured half the time. Yeah,
it'll be tough. Yeah. It will be tough.
I think Eric Name had a good write-up on The Athletic about like trade options for the Bucks heading into the deadline here, and most of the moves are honestly like financial money-saving moves to save them tax dollars. The best player that Eric suggested they could get is Zach LaVine. And part of the pitch was they won't lose by as much when Giannis sits if they trade for Zach LaVine. So they're in a tough spot right now. They've traded away most of their future for Drew Holiday, for Dame Lillard. They signed Miles Turner into the Dame Lillard spot. So it's like they're paying Miles Turner and Dame Lillard $50 million. And that's a complete waste of money. So they're really screwed.
They've tried different coaches.
They should try another coach.
Well, sure, yep. Yeah, why not?
I mean, if they trade Giannis, Doc is gone. That's the only reason he hasn't been let go at this point. But I think Eric also mentioned, I don't think the Bucks have been higher than 10th in the Eastern Conference since November 17th. That's 2 months.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. I mean, it's over for this team as a competitive team
this season,
during the Giannis era. It just depends on, do you want to stick around?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's up to him.
Moving on to the New York Knicks, who broke out of their little slump. They had lost 4 in a row, but took care of business last night. Crushed the Brooklyn Nets 120-66 in the most lopsided victory in franchise history. The New York Knicks have been around for a long time. They had never done that. 120-66, the lowest points total in an NBA game since 2016 for Brooklyn. They shot 30% on 2-point attempts and worse from 3 and barely got to the free throw line. I think they grabbed 4 offensive rebounds. They turned the ball over a ton. And the Knicks got a much needed win here after Jalen Brunson had called a players only meeting. Worked perfectly. Flawless execution from the captain there as they bounce back and get this win.
At times watching this game, I thought they liked each other too much. I mean, I thought they're overpassing even. They were trying to find each other. Basically every time one guy touched the ball, he said, let's be buds. Here you go. And that led to turnovers. But in the end, holding a team to 66 points, I mean, you are ready to play basketball if
crazy.
You hold a team to 66 points. Because Michael Porter Jr. was playing. Their guys were playing. Kudos to the Knicks. They look like the Knicks all again. Took one game.
They don't lose to the Nets either. They haven't in a very, very long time.
Yeah. And I was listening to the Hoop Collective yesterday, and it was in the midst of Knicks panic, and one of our friendly Tims over there was saying they better not lose to the Nets. They better not, or heads will roll.
Right. So
they had this meeting, and whatever Jalen Brunson said turned into the best game the Knicks have had ever. The biggest victory ever, their best offensive game in weeks, their best defensive game of the season. They gave up 10 points in the fourth quarter. It was even a blowout for the scrubs. The benches were emptied, and it was like, 32-10, I think, in the fourth quarter for the Knicks. So, good win.
Yeah.
Do another good win.
Do you think they should have a players only meeting after every game?
Yeah.
Maybe that's like galaxy brain thinking. Even after wins like this,
Just get together.
we could be better.
Talk it up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if the players meeting helps guys that are deep in the rotation, like Landry Shamet balling in this game.
Yeah, he was
Deuce
awesome.
McBride, before garbage time, those guys were contributing. So guys off the bench, 18 for Shamet, 14 for Deuce. And they didn't need Jalen Brunson to be a super duper star in this game by any means.
Not sure there's been a ton of reporting what was said maybe in the players only meeting, except like Brunson's like, stop looking at the coaches for answers, I think was something I saw. It's like, this is on us. Let's figure it out. We're obviously a good team. We're playing well below our standard, and stop like looking over to Mike Brown and the assistant coaches of like whatever the scheme is or what isn't, what are we doing defensively? Like just play harder and obviously play better and play as a team more. So worked for one night against the Brooklyn Nets. Other games last night, just quickly, the Raptors won again. Figured out the zone defense. Kings went to it early, as we talked about. That's what teams should do, and they did all right. Good victory from them in the late game.
I got a question to ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dylan Cardwell, that's his name on the Kings, right?
Yeah.
Fun to watch.
Yeah.
All he does is rebound, but he caught an alley-oop last night with his left hand, threw it down, and then he like ran up the court doing like Spider-Man web hands, and it was like flicking his fingers back and forth. I didn't see him say anything about it afterwards.
I didn't either.
No.
And that, like, even the broadcast was like, was he spinning webs?
They were confused.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
But a cool play for him.
Very cool.
So if he's watching, let us know.
Yeah, it was his
What
only
are you doing?
basket last night.
Yeah, that's the type of player he is. He's a rim runner and dunker and rebounder. So I don't know if
Web
that has anything
spinner.
to do with.
But he can't do that, right? Like Donovan Mitchell has sort of claimed that, hasn't he? Like I know he doesn't. Does he do this?
He doesn't act as spidery anymore. You know?
I thought he's done it before. Am I crazy?
That is his nickname.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, good for Dylan Cardwell.
Okay, flicking him.
Raptors won. Raptors have 27 wins here, which is amazing. Like
It's
it's a good
phenomenal.
season so far. Feels like it hasn't been a good season in a strange way. I don't know why.
I know, but
Yeah.
it is a good season.
Oh, unbelievable.
This team runs deep. All 5 of their starters, 15 or more points. Darko Rakovic will play who they're playing. Like with the Warriors, Scotty Barnes starting at center yesterday. Here comes Mamu Kelishvili, who was balling.
Oh, he was great.
And the zone, how they solved it, get Scotty catching that ball at the free throw line. Here come your baseline cutters. Here come Abaji. Grady Dick had a good game. So
More movement,
This
yeah.
team runs deep, man. As Scotty Barnes said preseason, we're like 13, 14 guys deep, and all these guys contributing. That was a great one. Here comes Jonathan Mobo. That guy doesn't even play basketball. I bet you're part of the rotation now because they're missing a bunch of guys. RJ, Pirtle, CMB. Are you now saying CMB like everybody else instead of saying Colin Murray Boyles?
Yeah, it's fine.
yeah,
When it's the name's
easier.
that long, absolutely.
Yeah. I didn't for a while. I'm in the camp of I want to say the guy's name. I want to hear his name. I want to respect his name, but it's so much easier to say CMB rather than Colin Murray Boyles.
I'm doing a weird thing right now in the car where I'm looking at the license plates of the cars ahead of me and looking at the first 3 initials because here in Georgia it seems to be obviously 3 letters first.
Yeah.
And then I go, oh, do I know anybody that has those initials? I was reminded because I saw a CMB the other day.
Oh.
And I saw a PJE.
Oh, nice.
I saw my own.
You should have stopped him.
I was like honking.
Trade you. So the new bumper stumpers?
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, try it out. Try it out. You see the 3, and then you go, do I know anybody, or do I know someone that has those initials? All 3. That's the tough part, because you got to know somebody good enough to know usually their middle name.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's the tough
That
part.
is really tough.
Some of these NBA players, or at least in his case, he's got the hyphenated last name, so it works. Anyway,
The Trajan, that's funny.
Yeah.
Be a Trajan Langdon. Say, hey, that's mine. I just want
Be
to
a Trajan Langdon. Be a Trajan Langdon, please.
Do you want to talk about the Cavs?
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I was going to go through the
Cavs
other
got a
ones.
game.
Let me just
Cavs
say the
segue.
Pistons beat the Pelicans. I don't think there's really much to note there.
Not
Pistons
really.
still awesome. The Celtics beat the Pacers. Awesome. And then, big Rivals Week game. Absolutely garbage game, I thought.
Oh, gosh.
Cavaliers, Hornets. I think I saw something. It was one of the first games for the Hornets on ESPN in a long, long time. Like a nationally televised game on ESPN.
Sent the finals crew.
Yeah.
Don't go back. 94-87 Cleveland Hornets got back into it. My God, nearly had a backdoor cover for Trey and I in the pick'em. But anyway, Cavs got it done. Brutal LaMelo Ball game though. Just Brutal. 1 of 15, I think he was.
1 of 15, didn't hit a three, just 22 minutes off the bench. Just had nothing to do with saving his ankles. That it was a back-to-back. They were coming off lots of rest. He was just playing poorly, like everybody on the basketball floor, other than Brandon Knight in that third quarter. Brandon Knight, I call him Brandon Knight. Brandon Miller. I did watch that alley-oop short where Brandon Knight was dunked on recently. I don't think
The
that had
greatest
anything to-
lobs in history.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
buddy Grish, your buddy Grish, our buddy Grish
did.
shared it yesterday.
Brandon Miller's now creating some of the best dunks in current NBA. That guy is flying. He looked awesome in that third quarter, so he had some highlights. But this was really bad.
Oh, this was such a bad game.
This was
This
bad.
was the first
This was
game,
quite bad.
national TV. Yuck. Last night. It's just hard to watch. The Cavs, they won their first game shooting under 20% from three this season. They first time winning a game this season shooting under 40% from the entire field. They had 20 assists and 20 turnovers. So it's bad.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it is bad.
Looking at the percentages, the Cavs shot 39 from the field and 20% from three, and they outshot the Hornets on both parts.
Yeah.
34 for the Hornets, 17 from three. And like you're saying, I thought this game, I thought our cover was over at halftime because the Hornets
so
had
did I.
20-something points. The Hornets had 32 at halftime. Then they had the big third quarter, and that was interesting. Was it interesting? No, but the score was interesting.
Yeah.
For the gamblers
Yeah.
out there, it got a little interesting. Yeah, we had the line at 3.5. The Cavs had to win by 4, and Hornets had a chance to cover.
They got close.
I thought the most interesting thing was Grant Williams dropping dimes for the Charlotte Hornets. And he was good at that, but Evan Mobley kind of embarrassed him multiple times. He dunked right on Grant Williams' face. He blocked the snot out of Grant Williams. Grant Williams, I'm sure, is a good teammate. But they're kind of trying to do the same thing as the Raptors are. Grant, you get the ball in the middle, find some guys, and it works sometimes.
Yeah. Grant Williams, a hilarious box score game last night because he had 0 points in 25 minutes. He was 0 for 6 from the floor, 0 for 5 from deep, did have 4 assists, did have some rebounds, had some steals. I just said he didn't score. He was a plus 19.
Good teammate.
Great
Really good
teammate.
Moving the ball.
Real connector there for the bench unit. But yeah, LaMelo Ball, I don't want to gloss over that. 1 of 15 from the floor, 0 for 10 from deep. Not many guys in NBA history have shot that many times that poorly in one game. It's few and far between to have just 2 points because he didn't hit a free throw. Just a one bucket. So rough stuff.
Yeah.
All right, those are the games from last night.
The games we saw.
Let's talk about something else that dropped yesterday. The Lakers found themselves at the center of attention. On Wednesday, an ESPN story detailed the role of the Buss' family's infighting and how it led to the $10 billion sale of one of the NBA's most storied franchises. The article also included reporting about issues in the relationship between Jeannie Buss and LeBron James, chronicling frustrations in recent years. Between the two, though, Jeannie Buss has issued a statement. She came out and said, come on, it's really not that right, given all the great things LeBron has done for the Lakers, that he has to be pulled into my family drama. So she was not disputing the family drama aspect, but this whole LeBron part, she tried to shoot down. But any takeaways from this detailed article here from Baxter Holmes, he's like Groundhog. He's like Puxatani Phil. He comes out once a year with a big NBA story.
Yeah, you never want to see your team's name in a headline followed by Baxter Holmes because you know it's going to be bad. But this is a fun read. It's like a 20-minute read of just rich people problems. It's like a season of Succession.
Yes.
Nobody in the Lakers ownership group, the Busses, it feels like they have no other possible idea besides owning the Lakers because every single time they're like, if we sell it, what would we do? I don't know, buy the Lakers.
I'd want to buy the Lakers.
I also thought was pretty funny. The LeBron stuff got the most
Headlines
because, of course, it is LeBron, so not a huge surprise that Jeannie has maintained a big enough share to stay as the governor of the team, so she'll be around for a little bit. Has to come out and kind of poo-poo that sort of stuff. But it did, to me, still seem like nobody is ever going to take the blame for this Russell Westbrook trade. That has completely changed the face of the Lakers franchise when they shipped him to Washington, or got him from Washington for KCP and Kyle Kuzma. Essentially some other stuff thrown in there as well. But that was a big salary slot, and it really just set the Lakers back. And it's like LeBron said no thank you. Jeannie Buss is saying no thank you. Somehow this guy just showed up on our team. We don't know who did it.
Right.
Of course, the guy that did the trade got an extension, Rob Pelinka, because he lucked into the Luka trade as well. So my big takeaway from this is that it's time to clean house if I am Mark Walter. can't get rid of Jeannie Buss right now because of the contract stuff
Stipulation,
and the stipulations. Yeah, but the team is pretty clearly mismanaged. They're run like a mom and pop shop prior to Walter taking over. Pelinka, I don't really think has done a great job of building around LeBron and AD. And I think the team, now you look at the fact that their third best player, Austin Reeves, is making $14 million. Luka is not on a supermax because he wasn't eligible after being traded by the Mavericks. And they're still a completely top-heavy team. Like, you can't rely on anybody except their top three. That's kind of an indictment of the front office as well. So I think in the next half decade, changes will be coming to the Lakers. And that's probably scary for the league to think that if they actually put a smart brain trust there with the financial backing they have, with the market advantages they have,
right,
they could be an even more successful franchise. So we'll see how that plays out. But it's just like, ooh. Look at all these Jays hating on each other.
Oh my God. Yeah. New rule. Okay. New rule in life. If you're going to be the crazy person that names every one of your kids starting with the same letter, like Bus did with all of these Jays, then you have to avoid at all costs being controversial and having a profile written about you down the line. I could not read this. I was going crazy with the Jessies and the Jims and the Johnnies and the Jeannies and the Janny. Is her name Janny?
Jeannie and Janny.
Holy
That's
crap,
a tough one.
Man. I was going crazy reading this.
That's tough, like a Jana and a Jana. I mean, I don't know. Which one is it? Yeah, it was difficult. And it got extremely personal when talking about the siblings, talking about Jeannie's line to her step brothers. The
two youngest ones.
The two youngest ones. The
Joey
line
and Jesse, I believe, are those ones who were part of the organization too, have now been fired.
Yes,
Yeah.
everybody being fired.
Yeah, everybody got
The line from Jeannie saying, "You shouldn't have been born." That was quoted in this. It got very personal. Because apparently Dr. Buss had promised that there wouldn't be any other kids after. I guess it was a divorce from his first wife, if I am correct, after their first 4 kids. Jeannie got personal. I will say the thing about the Lakers, as far as the basketball part goes, it is interesting to see that a couple of the Busses were very much involved in G League scouting, and that is gone. And so they need to do that now. They need to find a scouting department. They need to figure out that because they need to help their roster. As far as the roster goes, I don't think LeBron James is guaranteed to be there next year. I think what was clear in this is that the LeBron relationship with the Lakers, not that it's frosted beyond repair. It's not. It's still reparable. It's not irreparable, but it is very much transactional, and that's clear. It's not what Kobe was with this team. It's not like we get into fights, I demand a trade, but we're still buddies.
Right. Or Magic back in the day.
Or Magic with Dr. Buss.
But that's obvious too, because LeBron comes to this organization, didn't start there with Magic and Kobe. Yeah.
But he's not married to this organization at all for next year, I don't think. If there is a better situation somewhere else, he's gone. But it might be a scenario where there isn't a better situation somewhere else, so he may be there. I think that's a possibility. But this team is moving on from, I also think, the clutch agent, the clutch representation to the Bill Duffy representation, who represents Luka Doncic. This seems to be going in that way. But I'll miss, the families owning teams in the NBA because we're going in a different direction here, where it's all businesses. Yeah. More so, the Lakers, the Celtics, even to a degree, the Cuban wasn't a family in Dallas, but it's definitely moving towards a business, has moved towards a business in there. So this was a good time in the NBA world when we had this infighting, when we had a Baxter Holmes article come out, because now there won't be these. They seem to be gone. It's all about the dollar bills.
That was kind of interesting, where Jeannie kind of alluding to the fact that part of the reason the sale went through is because the Buss family can't compete financially with the deep pockets of the corporations that are buying these teams. So definitely there will be changeovers from family-owned teams to all corporation-owned teams pretty soon.
Another takeaway. I mean, the LeBron stuff got all the headlines that you see everywhere, but how about the Rambis family? How about Kurt and Linda Rambis landing $32 million from the Lakers sale by virtue of being friends with Jeannie Buss, just being around her, being buds. Damn.
Chiming in.
Yeah.
Kurt's been there forever.
Yeah. Kurt and Linda, man.
Yeah. Kurt was
They
there.
have the ear of Genie.
Kurt was there before Genie, right? I mean, they've been there 45 years or something.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk got there in 1984 for the Lakers, was his first season. How much do you think he made playing in his career? Kurt Rambis,
like
84 to 94.
He made $4 million.
That's a good guess.
Close,
Yeah.
5.3.
Yeah, wow. Well, he made more just in
needed
this
this.
alone. Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right, interesting article. We'll see if anything else comes out of it. I guess Rich Paul is talking about it. You brought up him.
Yeah.
He said some. I mean, I don't know. I sort of like, okay, who cares?
Yeah.
I looked at it and like, all right.
He basically said this whole diatribe basically said, we're cool. I mean, that's what it came down
okay.
to. It wasn't anything like
Nothing juicy.
No. Again, it's transactional. They brought you in. They brought LeBron in, not you. They brought LeBron in. I think it's all good. I think that's what it TLDR, we're good.
Well,
that's all it was, I think.
first and foremost, happy International Women's Day. I just want LeBron to say that. I still think of that clip all the time. Do you remember that clip? LeBron sitting with Jeannie Buss and was it Linda Rambis?
I don't know.
No,
who
it's
else.
another woman.
It is another woman sitting to the left.
And you just see
I
LeBron
don't
say,
remember.
first and foremost, happy International Women's Day. Makes me laugh every time for some reason.
March 8th, coming soon.
Oh, it's right around the corner.
pretty soon.
All right.
Is that when the Raptors released their video? It wasn't a positive video. It was one from the past. Is that when they released it? I do
I
think.
don't know what you're talking about.
Malachi Flynn, that whole thing, was it? It had to be.
Yeah, I'm sure it was around International Women's Day.
yeah.
Where like,
Yeah.
thanks for all the women that have children.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
And they took it down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, we're going to check the polls with some mid-season awards.
When it comes to betting on your favorite NBA players, nobody does it like FanDuel. From points and rebounds to threes and assists, FanDuel is the best place to build your player prop story. Here's a story for you. Anthony Edwards minus 146 to score 30 or more tonight against the Bulls. I know. It's interesting. He didn't do it the last time they played.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
And that's because I think the Timberwolves won by 38.
Oh, so he didn't play.
Yeah, so
like
that's
the
one of the
chances.
worries.
Yep.
Good line.
Yeah, plus 1,400 for Vooch to go over 30. We'll see.
No.
We'll see. But you can combine your favorite picks into a same-game parlay or track every stat live all in one easy-to-use app. Whether you're backing a breakout performance or riding with your favorite star, FanDuel gives you more ways to play and more reasons to cheer. Right now is the perfect time to join because new customers get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So bet on the players you love the way you want. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Okay, the NBA is at the halfway point of the 2025-26 season, which means it's the perfect time to take a pulse of the people and see who they think is going to... I can't talk for some reason. You know what I'm trying to do here is just check the fucking polls. Just hit it. We're taking the pulse of the people and see who they think will capture this season's hardware.
There we go.
We posted these polls yesterday afternoon. They were live for about 16 hours. Each poll got roughly 200 votes each if we do the average. And the 4 candidates that we put on each poll, before people get upset, were the favorites according to FanDuel in each of the award races. That's why we went with these 4, all right? So let's see who the people think, and then you guys can say who you would have voted for or your reactions to the poll results, and so on. So first one, MVP, midseason point MVP, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got 44.5% of the vote. Jokic coming in second, 31.3%. Cade at nearly 18%, and then Luka rounding out our little poll here on X/Twitter with under 7%. But Shai, starting to flirt with nearly 50% of the votes. Tass, your reaction to this one?
I do think that this is definitely Shai's to lose, considering Nikola Jokic's injury. Now, Nikola Jokic can still qualify because there is that 65 games played thing. He can still get there, but I think Shai is helped by Jalen Williams' absence, not only at the beginning of the season, but now. Like there's a lot of on his shoulders just to create everything. Like he had 8 assists yesterday when playing the Bucks through the first 17 minutes of the game. Like there's a lot on his shoulders, so I think his numbers are only going to go up. And considering Jokic is out, Luka's not running the show as we expected. As my dumbass picked Luka to do this for the first time, I thought maybe we do it every year. Maybe this is the year, but I don't think he's not playing enough. I mean, there's a chance. But the Cade one, the Cade as a competitor to Shea is the most interesting thing to me because he will be on the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and they continue to win games. But I think it's kind of in the bag for Shea, even though we expected them a month in that first month or two of the season for them to get to 70 wins, and it ain't going to happen. But still, a 65-66 win season, more wins than the Pistons will have. I think that makes it Shea's to lose.
Yeah, I think Shea is the choice right now, mostly because of games played. He's played 43 games. Jokic is having the best statistical season. He's played 32 games, not playing right now. Cade is at 36 games, so that's basically 150 more minutes for SGA, 200 more than Jokic for SGA. And, they are the best team in the league, but I think it's hard to pick anybody else besides Shea, considering the Thunder have had injury problems. J-Dub, first and foremost, but also Hartenstein has been out. They've had other players miss a few games here and there, so they haven't had a fully healthy season, and Shea's been playing incredibly well. But I would like to see Jokic get back on the court and at least give us something of a race here in the second half of the season, because it's a little snoozy right now.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, I'm with you. Barring a major injury, Shea should go back-to-back here, I think, in MVPs. He'd be the first since Jokic, I guess, right?
Yep.
21, 22. But I hope Jokic comes back, because then there's going to be a huge debate, like, we'll get into those minutes played, like the fewer minutes for Jokic versus SGA. Obviously, the games as well. That'll be a big debate if he comes back and can hit the 65-game threshold. But also, like, SGA, like a couple numbers that jumped out to me. He has an extremely high usage percentage, right? It's over 33%, but he never turns the ball over. Like, he has a turnover percentage under 8%. That is incredible for a guy that has the ball that much. So just so good with the ball. And then this other one from Ziller this morning surprised me. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is having the most efficient 30-point season ever if you're judging it by true shooting percentage. And I had to double check him. I'm like, no way it's higher than Steph Curry's MVP seasons, especially the unanimous one in 15-16. And right now, SGA is. So that is amazing too. So yeah, he's probably going to win this thing.
He's probably going to win it. Luka is having a good year, as you said about the usage percentage and how much involved Shea is. Luka's leading the league. There's so much on his shoulders every single game. His 38% usage percentage combined with leading the league in scoring at 33.5 and leading the league in shots per game at 22.5. There's a lot on his shoulders, so he's a decent story. But the problem is where they are in the standings. I thought there would be a chance if they get to a 55, 58 win season, but it's probably not going to be there. And he's missed games, so that's a part of it. Yeah, Shea is pretty resilient.
Let's go to most improved player. Checking the polls, your results. Midseason point, MIP. We had on the list here, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Deni Avdija, Keontae George, and Jalen Johnson. Again, 4 favorites when we made this poll on FanDuel in the odds. Deni Avdija, Trey, nearly 44% of the votes. And then Keontae George, 32%. Jalen Johnson in third, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker in fourth with under 10%. So Avdija, according to the people right now, the favorite to get this.
Yeah, and I think that there's a reason that the people voted for him, because the numbers look incredible. The way he has added to his points, his rebounds, his assists. To me, his playmaking has been his biggest improvement this season. The Trailblazers hit a little bit of a rough patch in December, turning over into January, but they kind of steadied things. A competitive team. They look like the team that they were the second half of the season last year. They look like that for the majority of the year this year, but I voted for Keontae George on this one because he was trending to out of the league. And now he looks like a legitimate player. Will Hardy sat him down after the season last year and said, if your approach doesn't change, I wouldn't bet on you. And he came back as a much better player. His finishing is a lot better inside. He can hit all these tricky layups. I think his in-between game is really good. He's got a nice floater going this season. He's taking care of the ball a little bit more despite having a lot more usage, a lot more opportunity. Deni and Jalen Johnson, to me, are kind of similar in that they are better this season, But I think a lot of the reason that their numbers look so good is because of the opportunity that they have this year. So they're seizing the opportunity. You got to give them props for that. But I think Keyonte changed the course of his career this year, which is why he was the vote for me.
He has. There's no doubt. A great article on The Athletic from Tony Jones about Keyonte George going to Finland and hanging out with Lauri Markkanen and becoming closer with him. Will Hardy getting into his face. He's definitely grown. This is a fun award because there's so many candidates. Jalen Duren was my pick for a long time, but the games played is a problem. He's missed a bunch of games. And then, yeah, I think Denny and Jalen Johnson are sort of in the same category. I just didn't expect Denny, after watching him year after year after year, watching him playing for Israel, I didn't know that he'd be able to be the guy that they rely on in the fourth quarter. To have way more shots this season, but have the same efficiency, that's pretty friggin' impressive. To be playing that much responsibility because Shaedon Sharpe has been hurt with Portland. He's their offense. And that's the surprising part to me. So storyline, I would go with Denny because he's been so reliable. And he's played 41 of their games. He's barely missed time. So he's my pick.
Yeah, those guys are similar, even going back to last year, Avdija and Jalen Johnson, where they did show flashes of high production. Jalen Johnson before the injury, Avdija at the end of the year, but then we're like, oh, is that just Mickey Mouse March? Will that translate into this next season? It has. I mean, he's bumped his scoring average from 17 to 26 per game. He's nearly double his assist numbers, like you said, Trey, being asked to be sort of like their point guard.
Double those free throws.
Yeah. Oh God. I mean, drives relentlessly. Yeah. Gets to the line all the time. I just didn't see him becoming. He's basically an all-star lock at this point, and I don't even know where you have him in the league. He looks like a top 25, maybe top 20 sort of type player. And the Blazers are good. That's the other part of this, and why maybe he's helped out in this vote when you're comparing him to Jalen Johnson and Keyonte George. The Blazers are better right now. So good list though. We're gonna have a good MIP winner. If any of those three guys, maybe Jalen Duren gets back into it, whoever. Even Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I was surprised he got a couple votes here in this. Shocked me how many he got, but good on him.
Because he's improved. He's improved his left hand. We didn't even talk about, I think it was during the holidays, where he got to mid-court and he shot it with his left hand. He just went to his left hand and he hit a shot from half court. He's improved. That's a good story. But the Blazers at 500, I'm still surprised. I think they're a couple of games under 500, but they're at 500.
Yeah.
That's an accomplishment.
Defensive Player of the Year. Defense. Our four names were Bam Adebayo, Rudy Gobert, Chet Holmgren, and Victor Wembanyama. And Trey, not a surprise, Wemby getting over 50% of the vote, 53.1% to be exact. Rudy second, 25%, let's call it. Chet 19, and maybe a vote or two for Bam. Your reaction?
This is a interesting race because I think the top three here all have good cases. Wemby is the best defensive player. It's to the point now where his block percentage is down, his blocks per game are down, and that's just because people aren't going to try him as much as they would even his first couple of years in the league. Rudy Gobert, his case is that he's got the biggest on-off defensive swing of any of these three guys. The Timberwolves are nearly 15 points per 100 possessions better with Rudy on the court. Spurs are 8 points better with Wemby. Thunder are 2 points better with Chet, and Bam 1 point better when he's on the court. So impact-wise, Rudy's the guy. Of course, you're comparing him to his backups, which are a rookie and Joan Berenger and Naz Reid, who's not really a defender. So that makes sense. And then Chet is kind of a team honor. The Thunder are the best defensive team in the league. He is their best defensive player, but this is a team that's studs all around defensively. And I think Isaiah Joe is probably their only not plus defender in the rotation. Everybody else is. But you can understand why the vote would go to him as well. I voted for Wemby just because, it is Wemby. I think he's the best defensive player there, but I didn't look. I assume he's played the fewest minutes since he missed that big chunk of time and has been on a minutes restriction for a little portion of the season, but interesting races to be had.
This is interesting. This must have been when the people said, where's Scotty Barnes on this list?
I mean, look,
okay.
There's sort of relatively new candidates in Chet Holmgren in this race, Scotty Barnes, Amen Thompson maybe, and then the older guard, the Rudy, of course.
Yeah.
Bam's always on these lists. Maybe even Evan Mobley still a consideration, but Derek White, I saw some people saying, as one of the guards that should warrant more love for Defensive Player of the Year. But yeah, Scotty Barnes could be on this list, but not according to FanDuel's odds.
Yeah,
it's usually a big, but
but this is the modern day of basketball. Things can change. It doesn't have to just go to a big. It can go to a guy who guards everyone. Now, Rudy Gobert is pretty good at guarding 3-point line to the rim. He is. There's no doubt. But Scotty is Scotty. How he bodies people at the perimeter and is able to block everyone. He's probably still leading in clutch blocks, I'd imagine, how he comes through. And yeah, I guess they're 6th in defense or whatever. They were top 5 for a long time. So they're part of the conversation. The Toronto Raptors are part of the conversation. Rudy Gobert's part of the conversation because the numbers tray throughout there, but because they're damn good. I thought this could be the year that Bam Adebayo does finally get his first Defensive Player of the Year because he is, the old guard, also one of those top 5-ish defensive teams, and he's never won one. And maybe you're doing it against Rudy, who's won so many. And this may be the last year that Victor Wembanyama doesn't get it because he doesn't play in the qualified 65-game minimum. He's close. He's missed 14 games. You can only miss 17 total, so he misses 4. He doesn't qualify, but they're going to get rid of that rule after this offseason. This is going to be the last of that. They got a new TV deal, and it's not a requirement that the league says, you got to play more games. I think that'll be done with. So this could be the last year that Wemby doesn't win it. I don't know who it goes to besides that. I would have definitely voted for Scotty if he was the 5th person on that list, but the Bam, I think Bam is the guy that I would vote for in the end if it does come down to Wemby's gone, because it's Wemby's to lose.
It's basically there's 2 awards. There's the Defensive Player of the Year for Wemby, and then there's who maybe else is in the running. Michael Pina did have an interesting case for Derek White, just to show him some love. He said if you're looking for counting stats, Derek White is 2nd in stocks, steals plus blocks. His 1.5 blocks per game, currently the most in NBA history by anyone shorter than 6'5". It's pretty amazing. And if you like advanced numbers, among all players who average at least 30 minutes per game, Derek White ranks 2nd in defensive estimated plus minus. So he's a really good paint protector, especially for his size. He is all over passing lanes. He defends every position for a guy his size. Derek White, he's legit awesome defender here. And Scotty Barnes coming on this list, Amen Thompson. Yeah. It's a long list, but it's Wemby's if he hits the 65-game threshold.
Derek White, definitely the best blocking guard, for sure. He's got the most blocks, and I said it's a positionless sport now. Maybe Derek White should be involved. Still, I'm going with Scotty, the bigger player. But yeah, Derek White has, for the last several years, been the best guard to block shots.
Yep.
He's awesome.
Rookie of the Year, midseason point. 4 names we threw on. Probably only needed 3, right? VJ Edgecombe, Cooper Flagg, Con Knipple, and Derek Queen, who got maybe 1 vote here. But Con Knipple, Trey, eking out Cooper Flagg. It does say midseason point, Rookie of the Year. So maybe people were not projecting who's going to win, because I am sort of asking, or we're asking, who is it right now? 43% to 41.5%. Knipple's got Flagg by a couple percentage points. So your thoughts?
I'm a little surprised. I mean, I think Con has a really good case. He's the better shooter. He's more efficient than Cooper is, but Cooper is better at everything else and has more responsibility on his shoulders than Con does. Cooper's the only rookie in the top 3 in total points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals. If you throw out the first 2 weeks of the season when Jason Kidd was basically trying to make a point about the roster that Nico Harrison had built, Cooper's at 20 points per game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists with 2 stocks. Con's at 20 a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists with 1 stock. Like I said, he does have better efficiency because he makes 3-pointers, but Cooper does basically everything. And I just don't think I think the Mavericks are seen as a disappointment this season. But I don't think that's because of Cooper, whereas the Hornets have maybe overachieved a little bit, and Con has kind of surprised people.
Yeah. He has definitely surprised people. How hard that guy plays, even though he's a few inches taller or shorter than Cooper Flagg, and you could see it when he drives and how he lacks that size and to be able to go over top of people like Cooper. He's got that fight. That being said, Cooper Flagg will have more highlights because he's bigger. He is a better defender. But at this time, because of what happened there and the weird rotations that Jason Kidd was putting on Cooper Flagg, asking him to be a guard. You've never been a guard, but you're leading the friggin' offense at all times. That was odd, and that hurt him. And that's why I would take Cooper right now. I would take Con Knipple right now because of the efficiency is ridiculous in comparison. If we're doing numbers, I know it's not fun, but 63.9% true shooting versus 55.6% for Cooper. It was hurt by the start. Let him play off the ball a little bit so he learns. Yeah. I don't know why they threw him into the fire like that. I still don't know. But it may be different a few months from now when Cooper's number is just going to still be really good.
Yeah,
at
you
the
would
end
think
of the
so.
season.
It's nice we have a race here, though, in Rookie of the Year between the two guys.
If EJ come, he can't win. He said, "I'm not going to the dunk contest."
Oh, you think he could? Oh, that's what we should give him. We say, if you go in the dunk contest and put on a show,
You could win.
then
it.
you get like a certain percentage boost in votes when it comes to Rookie of the Year. Help your chances. I like that. Really incentivize. Well, Con can nipple. Will he go in the 3-point contest?
He should.
Yeah. It's like he's putting up Steph Curry rookie-like percentages. Like his numbers are very identical to Curry's rookie year in terms of scoring and 3-point shooting. Yeah. You got to assume they would ask him too. You want to look like him in there. Yeah. Hopefully. All right. Where are we at? 6th man of the year. Let's check the polls. This is a fun one. Keldon Johnson leading the vote from the people, 45.4%. And then everybody else got a little love. Naz Reid, 21%. Anthony Simons with the Celtics, 18.5%. And Jaime Jaquez Jr., just over 15%. Tass, start with you. Who'd you vote for in 6th man of the year here from these 4?
Yeah, maybe I was conflating it with the most improved player too, but I took Jaime Jaquez and how he's developed as a playmaker. How they just asked him to take the ball up top and fly into the lane. You don't have to take threes anymore as much. Like we're not focusing on that. And you just got to make plays. And jumping up to 5 assists, how he's been so good at making that bench so much better. He's been super efficient. And the 3-point shot, I don't know if it'll ever come, but he's just really, really good at creating. Yeah, this is all. I think to me, this is all a story. Who do you want to get behind? Keldon Johnson has been really good for
story.
them. It's a good story.
I mean, he scores 13.3 per game, 6 boards, so he hits the glass, obviously, but the percentages are nuts. 56% from the floor, 41% from deep, decent at the line. He was my vote at the midseason point, but I think anyone can take the lead as the season goes on.
Yeah.
Nas, Simons, other guys too, Jaquez, obviously.
Yeah, I think Simons has been pretty solid in January, but I also voted for Keldon Johnson because he's cool. That's the only reason. Because I think, but I think Tass, you made a good point here with Jaime Jaquez. He's the only player of these 4 whose team is actually better when he's on the court than when he's off the court. So he is undervalued here. But I would say this is not the spiciest 6th man of the year race that we've ever had.
No. It's for the hardcores, feels like. But yeah, the 15.5 points for Jaquez per game, it beats Keldon Johnson, and I love what Spoelstra has made him into. He took him out. I thought he'd be a starter at some point, but so smart of Spoelstra. You're the guy on the second unit to run it and to push that ball, and he's created so many opportunities for his teammates.
Naz Reid, drop your Naz Reids in the chat. He won this award a couple years ago and then followed it up last year, finishing 5th in 6th man of the year. I bring that up because he's actually scoring more points per game this season than he did in those seasons prior. But I can't tell you a single thing Naz Reid has really done this season. I feel like we barely talked about him. He hasn't had monster games, unless I'm misremembering. Okay, maybe there was one big one. Anyway, I just feel like he's gone completely under the radar this year. So that was my thought on Naz Reid. I don't see him winning it again, I think is what I'm getting at here. I think it's going to be one of these other guys. But he's still on the list as one of the favorites.
Yeah, he scores a ton. And he's got the rep. If you win a 6th man of the year, you're going to be in the mix from then on out. But I think Dekine here and the stream team nailed it. If Naz Reid is the 6th man of the year, then why are Gobert's on-off stats so insane? It makes sense. I mean, Naz can score.
Yeah.
Period. That's it.
yes, for sure. And he's not even shooting the 3 ball as well as he has prior in a couple seasons. It's not bad. I think it's still good, 38%, I think.
Whose name have we said more, Naz Reid or Malik Beasley, who was 2nd in 6th man of the year voting last year, but just doesn't exist anymore.
My God.
Doesn't play
I thought about him the other day.
Malik Beasley?
I was like, I guess no team is going to sign him. Right?
They just don't want to be associated with the situation going on.
But one of his former teammates on the Pistons could make a case to be on this list. Isaiah Stewart has been awesome for the Pistons off the bench as they lead the conference. He doesn't score as much as some of these other guys, but still 10 and 6 off the bench. And he is one of the best defenders in the league, like one of the best rim protectors in the league. The numbers are wild what guys shoot around him. And I feel like every top 10 play, like every second night, top 10 plays of the night from NBA involves usually an Isaiah Stewart just stuffing some guy right at the rim. So maybe deserves a little love here, but it's a long list of guys that are going to be in the running for 6 man.
Yeah, Stream Team is advocating for AJ Mitchell on the Thunder.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely got a chance.
Absolutely.
He got a case.
This one's good. Coach of the year. I'm serious because I feel like you can make a case for a lot of guys, and in the end, JB Bickerstaff right now got the most votes, 36.5%. Joe Mazzulla coming in with about 31% in second, and then Jordan Ott with the Phoenix Suns, 23.3%. Mitch Johnson with the Spurs getting a little under 10%. Trey, who'd you vote for in this one?
I voted for Jordan Ott just because of the total culture change for the Suns. Definitely Dylan Brooks gets a little bit of credit for that, as does the front office for shipping out Durant and Beal and just completely changing the team. But the way the Suns have become so competitive, the way they at least look like they are in the mix. I don't have a lot of hopes for the Suns in the long term this season. I don't really think they're a title contender or anything like that, but they're one of the hardest playing teams out there. And this is a team that I completely undervalued coming into the season. I thought they were going to be terrible. I thought they were going to be boring to watch, and they are neither of those things. That being said, JB Bix, he's a good choice, man. Their Pistons are exceeding expectations, and they're at the top of the league. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 sort of campaign that he could run here. It's also very interesting that Kenny Atkinson won it last year for replacing JB Bickerstaff. And now JB Bickerstaff could win the Coach of the Year after Kenny Atkinson. Weird stuff, but I wouldn't mind either JB or Jordan Ott.
JB Bickerstaff is a great story. They don't have Cade last night, but here comes Dennis Jenkins, no problem, filling in and getting the W. And guys like Isaiah Stewart, who he's convinced to go to the bench and be there and thrive. So there's that. But I will take Jordan Ott and what the Phoenix Suns have become. I had no hope in Brian Gregory leading that front office when he had no experience running an NBA front office, but he had a lot of experience in college, and you could see how that team looks like a college team. They also look like what Jordan Ott has been able to help coach in other situations as an assistant. Devin Booker, get off the ball. We will let everybody else touch it, and your gravity will help those guys succeed, and they have. I mean, it's endless. So they're both great scenarios.
Yeah.
Hard to debate those two.
And Joe Mazzulla, too. I mean, no Jason Tatum all season. They lose Porzingis. They lose Al Horford. They lose Luke Cornett. They weren't really expected to compete for a playoff spot, let alone be the second best team in the Eastern Conference.
500.
So that's pretty shocking, too. But this whole thing is like, what expectations did you have for said team coming into the season, right? Like, maybe you were higher on the Suns than some. Maybe you were higher on the Celtics than others. Like, and then that plays a part in who you think will get this actual award. But it's one of those three guys. I really do. I think JB Bickerstaff should and will win it. But Mazzulla, Jordan Ott, I mean, those are the 1, 2, 3, I think, in filling out ballots. Because most of these guys, most of these teams, like all you do is go, wow, did you expect the Pistons to be 32-10 at this point and leading the Eastern Conference? Did you expect the Celtics, losing all these guys and no Jason Tatum, to be 27 wins and second best in the conference? And did you even think the Suns would be even in a playoff spot at also 27 wins in a loaded Western Conference after the move they made and shipping out Kevin Durant? Like, that's all you're getting out there. You can't really go wrong.
It comes down to. It always comes down. That's how Sam Mitchell won it. Just these guys that surprised. It's like our old friend Dennis Scott said, I got a story, you got a story. What's your story? No, that's not what he said. Hold on a second.
I mean, close enough.
We
all got a story.
I think that's what he said.
I thought
you got a story. Was it Stan Van Gundy? What's your story? Was it maybe person specific?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. That's a good question.
Do you think 3D even remember saying that? Or is it just
it's us?
Us four and Matt. And maybe Lee that remember.
Well, I don't know. That's one of the very few questions that he asked, because he goes and asks as a sideline reporter. He doesn't really ask questions. He's just like, talk about what you just did, man.
Yeah.
So, I think he does remember. He should just ask every player that question.
What's your story?
Bud?
That'd be a cool signature question.
Yeah.
What's your story?
What's your story?
From today or from the first half?
From the first quarter.
Yeah, exactly. All right, our final award. You thought we were done. No, we're not done. Clutch Player of the Year. NBA's still trying to make this a thing.
Yeah, baby.
And it's working on me because I included it in our polls. And the midseason point Clutch Player of the Year. We have a bit of a race here, but Anthony Edwards got a majority of the vote, 36%, let's call it. Cade in second with around 26%. And you had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 21% and Tyrese Maxey at 17.4%. So pretty evenly split across 4 people at least. Who'd you vote for, TK?
I didn't know who to vote for. And then I went Schumann mode and went to NBA.com stats, looked at all the clutch stuff, and saw that Anthony Edwards is shooting 68% from the field in clutch situations, 55% from 3. Of these 4, he's second in clutch points per game, but only 4th in total clutch points because the Timberwolves have played fewer clutch games than these other teams. He's got the fewest clutch wins. He actually has the lowest usage of these 4 guys, but still, I mean, if you're shooting almost 70% from the field in clutch situations, it's hard to vote for somebody else. So I went with Ant.
Yeah, it is surprising to see that Shai has had to play so many clutch minutes and score so many points. So he's leading the league in clutch points overall because this wasn't OKC's story last year. They just spanked teams and didn't play clutch games. But it meets the eye test that all these stats track with what Anthony Edwards has done efficiency-wise. The guy is amazing in the last few minutes. And so I didn't know either. I didn't know how clutch is this man. But the eye test says the guy is clutch, and those percentages are ridiculous. 68% from the floor in clutch situations at 34 or 50 shots.
That's crazy.
I mean,
awesome.
how do you dispute that?
Yeah. Especially and if Shai wins MVP too, I feel like they don't want to also give him clutch player of the year. So okay, well, who else? Anthony Edwards, maybe Cade, maybe even Tyrese. I get that reasoning or that thinking if Shai does win his second MVP in a row. But yeah, I like that we have some star players here, though I saw you upset. You said, where's Vooch? Guy had what, 2 game winners?
I think he's got 2 buzzer beaters.
2 buzzer beaters
Yeah,
at
he's
that.
definitely got 2 game winners.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to check.
Sorry, man.
Check the time.
Look, FanDuel doesn't believe.
He must have been 5th.
He must have been. He must have been 5th.
Shooting 46.5. Only 6 of 19 from 3 in clutch situations.
Voochie, baby?
Vooch.
Damn, that did him in.
He shoots a lot.
Man.
Shoots a lot in clutch
Got to go to
situations.
somebody.
He's always open for some reason. I don't know why.
All right. Thank you so much to everybody that voted in the polls yesterday. Appreciate it. Always a fun segment here. Check the polls at the midseason point with the awards. Love it. Love it of the night, sponsored by Charlie Weisman on behalf of his upcoming book, The French Penguin. No release date yet. Keep us posted, Charlie. He's targeting the beginning of the summer for The French Penguin. Guy's written a couple books, though, before. So this is going to be his 3rd one. So congratulations.
Great.
He's sponsoring Wowboy. And he got a good one because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander poured in a game-high 40 points to lead OKC to victory. Made 16 of his 19 shots, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Added a game-high 11 assists, had 7 boards and 1 steal. And this is wild. According to Sport Radar, this marked just the 2nd time since at least the 1980-81 season that a player had at least 40 points and 10 assists in a game while shooting 80% or better. The other instance? A day earlier.
Quickly.
When Emmanuel quickly did the Wilt-like numbers. Wow. So now SGA just follows it up the next night. Doing a Wilt Chamberlain, basically, box score.
Doing a Wilt.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is weird.
That's just weird, yeah.
It looked like practice for
I know.
SGA. He was just completely carving up the Bucks. He would beat his guy and either shoot a jumper or throw an alley-oop, is what it felt like.
Yeah.
Brandon Carlson had at least 3 in the first half of this game. Went 16 for 19 from the field, so 3 misses, and one of them he tipped in his own offensive rebound.
That's right.
So like 2 misses.
Yeah, really. Good point. Good game from SGA. Pick 'em tonight. Where are we going?
We're going to Los Angeles. The Intuit Dome specifically, where the Lakers are visiting. The Los Angeles Clippers. 20-year anniversary of Kobe scoring 81.
All right.
So had to go with the LA battle here. It should be a good one. I think Kawhi has been upgraded to questionable because he missed the last 3 games of that road trip. He went home. He said, I'm not even coming on the road for these last few games. So hopefully he'll be back. Is that any part of why you have taken the Clippers to cover Trey? It's just 1.5, so it's basically a pick 'em, while the 2 of us, Skeets and I, have the Lakers.
Right behind the scenes, Skeets took the Lakers first. I didn't really have a feel. I said, I'm going to see who Tass picks. He's going to go Lakers or Clippers. I can go either way.
Okay.
You chose Lakers. I got the Clippers, and I'm into it.
Okay.
Dome.
I'm into it. Dome. Into this
Dome.
game. We got a nice battle, yeah. Trey and I are 8-6. Tass is 7-7. Anyone can win this, and anyone can
win it.
lose
Yeah,
it.
that's the
More
point.
importantly, if you got an idea for what we should do for our pick 'em payoff, after this month. Whoever's in last place, let us know. Let us know in the comments as we relive some of our favorites. Yesterday, there was a lot of love for Banana Man, Lee Ellis, Banana Man. What else was a popular one that people were bringing up? I did love people saying that was a 2-towel performance yesterday's podcast.
Yeah, that was
That's nice. Nice pull,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
That made me smile. There was another payoff I'm forgetting that a lot of people were saying, but anyway.
I think somebody's going to be eating a lot of things. That's what I'm getting the vibes of. That's our next pick. I'm feeling
Really?
JD dropped those videos of that person eating, I don't know how many Haribo gummies.
The gummy bears. Yeah.
And then I was in a Toronto airport. I had nothing to do. I watched part of that. I watched the other things he eats, that particular YouTuber.
He just does weird challenges.
He just
basically.
does weird challenges.
Yeah.
I mean, that one is crazy, though.
Like
How
we're
many
talking
pounds?
like a giant.
And there's the sugar-free ones, and
Okay.
and it's an instant diuretic. Like
Yeah.
it's laxative, right?
Serious?
So we're not doing that one.
No, that wouldn't be
No.
fun. It was like
It would be hilarious, but not in my house.
Should have done it when Tass was on the toilet for a week.
All right,
that's true.
Should have just been eating gummy bears the whole time.
We haven't done a big eater for a while, huh?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Pumpkin pie last year.
Yeah. Last time we did check the polls.
Is it really?
I think so because I looked it up.
Wow, nice.
to
Bring them
see
back.
what we did, yeah.
Fascinating.
I came across a get ready with me makeover sort of thing. I'm doing makeup basically.
Yeah.
But on a wiggle board. Have you seen those? Like these like vibrating boards, like where they're shaking the whole time. That could be funny. Maybe not for a full hour, but turn it on and off sort of thing.
Oh, and just have to do the show while you're basically.
Yeah, I'll send
Wiggling?
it.
I don't
I'll
mind
drop
that.
it in the chat. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Okay. Drop it in the chat.
I've seen people suggest a few times, maybe it's called like a Shakti mat or something like that. It's sort of like a yoga mat that has like prickly things
I
that
saw
you
that.
lay
Yeah.
on. That's maybe supposed to be like acupuncture-ish.
Yeah.
It looks uncomfortable.
We have one in our house.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Is it
I
uncomfortable?
don't have the guts to lie on it. No, but it's pain and pleasure at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, so what would they do it on the table?
just-
Like lie across
Just a
the
man
table?
lying on a table.
Funny.
Pretty
It's
funny.
like here to here. Yeah. Okay.
Shirt off.
We have
got
ideas. We got ideas.
Keep 'em coming.
Yep, for sure. All right, we'll call it there, and we will be back tomorrow with the Drop Podcast. If you have suggestions for Worst of the Week nominees, let us know in the YouTube comments or tweet at us at NoDunksInc, or hit us up on IG. Make sure you get a shirt. You only have a few days left to get that 20 years of classic shirt. And otherwise, we'll be here at 10 a.m. Eastern. Until then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, as Charlie Weisman said, penguins can be French too.
Brace the day, people.